Hello and welcome, traders. I'm Valentin, your host for today's insightful discussion brought to you by forexpropfirm.com. In today's episode, we have the privilege of diving into the minds of experienced traders as they share their strategies, insights, and journey in the world of trading. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's turn our attention to our esteemed guest for today, Hamza. Hamza is not
Thank
only a seasoned trader, but also a standout member of our trading community here at forexpropfirm.com. Hamza has a 25k and a 50k funded account. Today, Hamza is here to share his secrets with us. Get ready to learn from someone who's really done it. So, let's give a warm welcome to Hamza. Please introduce yourself to our community.
thank you for the introduction. I like to go by Hamza. I've been in the community for 2 years now in the trading community, Forex. And so far, as you mentioned earlier, I have two accounts, 25k, 50k both, which I got from FPF. And matter of fact, a lot of people, when they get into this industry, they like to search over prop firms and all that. But I remember since day one, I've been like the day I started, like got to know about all of this. I've been a part of Forex platform, and since then, I've been really happy with their services and all the things that they're able to provide. So I just wanted to put that whoever is trying to come new, whoever's trying to start trading, I'll always recommend a prop firm. And if you ask personally, Forex prop firm is almost the best prop firm available out there. Of course, there's so many reasons for that, including their how each accounts are, how much they are, what type of rules there are. It's super simple, and always start with a prop account, prop firm's account if you're trying to start trading. So that's gonna be my opinion, and let's see.
Okay, nice. So, Hamza, how long have you been trading for?
I've been trading for 2 years now.
2 years. Okay.
Yes.
And how long are you profitable out of these 2 years? So how long
So
did it take for you to become profitable?
yes. So I remember my first year. So when I got my first account, 25k, I remember I wasn't really profitable until now. So I just got profitable like 2 months ago,
Hmm.
and that was the point. Like when I got my first withdrawal, that was the point. Okay, this all is possible. So 2 months ago was my first payment and all that.
Hmm.
So yes,
Okay, nice. Would you consider yourself a scalper, a day trader, or a swing trader?
a scalper.
Scalper. Okay. How
Yes.
many trades do you take on average per day?
So average, I usually like to trade only London and New York.
Hmm.
London is a priority, so mostly I like to go with one session, London, so one trade.
Okay, so one trade per day on average during London
Yes,
session, right?
yes.
Okay. What is the typical risk that you're using for that one trade?
Uh, so I like to use supply and demand.
Hmm.
It's an easy thing. It's super underrated, but it's a really, really good strategy that I think everyone should start employing. And it's basically finding supply and demand from the higher time frames, trying to confluence with the lower time frames, like 15
Hmm.
minute, 5 minute, and all the bigger time frames, 1 inch, 4 inch, weekly, are just to tell the market direction and all that.
Yeah.
So yes, it's really underrated strategy, but it's really good.
Okay, nice. And what is your most favorite trading pair?
GPP USD for sure. That is like the
Okay, nice.
most volume, not the most volume, but has a really good volume that I'm comfortable with. Also, the lot size, like the pips are like fine. They're not
Hmm.
huge gap or something. So GBP USD, Euro USD, those are two of my favorite pairs. And I
Yeah.
don't like to trade any others.
Yeah, in my opinion, two are more than enough. Most of the
Yeah.
times, I'm trading EU and GU myself as well,
Oh,
and
nice.
most of the times only one of them, and I'm switching between them when I'm looking
Oh yeah.
at a relative strength analysis.
Exactly.
If Euro GBP is bullish, then I'm looking to
The
buy
Euro
Euro.
USD. Yes.
And yeah, in my opinion, that's more than enough because
Totally.
even one pair offers more than enough setups per day. And if you're
Yeah.
saying you're trading London, there is one trade a
Yeah.
day for sure.
Yeah. Totally. So that
Okay,
is always
okay.
the case.
Nice. You already described your trading plan a little bit, but could you go a little bit deeper into what you're looking for on the higher time frame and how you're incorporating it with the lower time frame as well?
Sure. So for if I'm gonna be trading tomorrow, right? I'll be trading tomorrow. I'll make sure on the weekly I have all the supply and demand marked. Supply is basically like the point where the market fall off and like went down, went bearish, and
Mm-hmm.
demand is actually the opposite of it. And then after looking for that, I'm probably gonna go in daily and do the same thing. Mark up those same things. I'm gonna mark FPGs, IFPGs, liquidity, just to get a more clear graph and all that. And I'll make sure all of those are coordinates are only set for those specific time frame. So if I'm getting the FPG up on a daily time frame, so I'll make sure like those FPG doesn't go on Forex, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just helps me more focused. Same goes with Forex. I start from the top to the bottom. First, I look for all the supplies, and I, in all the time frames, I make sure that I'm focusing on what was the last thing that was tapped or triggered by the market. If it's either supply or demand, either one of them, that it helps me. If it's supply that triggered, it's gonna help me make us find a sell in lower
Mm-hmm.
time frame, like 15-minute, 5-minute, and if demand is triggered, then it's gonna help me look for a buy in lower time frames, 15-minute,
Mm-hmm.
5-minute again. So pretty simple and easy
Okay.
strategy. Yes.
Yeah, sounds great. So you're technically laying out everything in the evening prior to it, and then you're just waiting for the market to do the thing you're looking for, and then you're either selling or buying, right?
Exactly. Just like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's in my opinion, that's one of the best ways to do it because when I started out, I was always just hopping on this on the chart, and then I was just framing what I saw. But what I'm now doing is I'm prepping my week on the weekend ahead. I'm
Totally.
looking for
Yes.
I'm laying the days out where I'm going to trade, and then
Yeah.
I'm looking to do my outlook the evening prior, and then I'm telling myself what I want to see prior to taking a trade. And that saves me really from a lot of bad
Totally.
executions, quote unquote, because
Yes.
most of the times the probability of the trades is going to be lower when you're just hopping on the screen and just framing anything, you know?
Exactly. Yes. So I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. That sounds
Hmm.
like a trading plan that you have there. And it's one of the signs of an experienced trader. The people who have took losses, the people who took profits. You're supposed to have a purpose when you go sit on your computer to find a
Yeah.
trade. You're supposed to have a goal that so for today instance, I found a trade in London, right? I found a trade. I knew as someone knew that I was looking for a sell on
Hmm.
top down. If you look at GU today was all bearish, right? So I knew I was looking for a sell today. And I set a goal. Hey, I need to make 500 today. That's it. Nothing more,
Hmm.
nothing less. Made 500 today. I found another setup though, even though, but I didn't take a trade because I was following my trading plan, which is a really necessary, important thing that a lot of traders don't use,
Yeah.
in which they just they just are not profitable most of the
Yeah.
times. So just wanted to make sure that that goes through.
Yeah, the thing is, you really need to filter out all the noise, quote unquote, because in my opinion, it's more about the setups that you're not taking than the setups that you're
Exactly.
taking. Because
Exactly.
if I'm taking a trade, I'm really picky now. When I started out, I was like, I traded everything that jumped to me, you know.
Oh
I
yeah.
always had a fear of missing out, so I jumped on a trade, and now I really don't care if I'm not at the charts for 2 or 3 days. I'm totally fine with that because I know that if I'm looking for a setup for a specific timing or a specific day of the week, I know that my setup is going to be there and I'm leaving all the rest out, because most of the times, if I'm doing profit early in the week, what happened to me was I gave away the profit at the end of the week because I took a trade that wasn't that high probability and not that clear of a bias, in my opinion. And I learned out of these mistakes because I always journaled them and I thought about what can I do better or how can I improve. And by doing that, I really took down my trade frequency. And it's like most of the weeks I'm taking one trade or two trades per max. And yeah, that's really the thing when you go through the journey and you get your experience and you learn from your losses, especially.
I really agree with you there. I believe that no trade a day is better than taking a trade,
Yeah.
like trade. And I've seen so many people, especially when they get their account, they all want to pass in a single day,
Mm-hmm.
in a week.
Yeah.
That is why 99% of the accounts are blown. So I believe no trade a day is better, far much better than taking a trade a day, because it helps not taking loss.
Yeah,
So
because the most important thing is capital preservation. And if you're
totally,
able to preserve your capital, you can wait for the days that are really high probability you can strike there, and that are
yeah,
the easy setups. And the easy
totally,
setups will form if you wait for them, but
yes,
not if you're taking a trade every day and every setup that you're seeing. Because when I go to the
yeah.
charts, I can frame a trade every day. I can do
Mm-hmm.
that easily, but the thing is, it won't be that high probability most of the times.
It's all about patience and discipline.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Okay, so you already mentioned that you trade during London. Do you maybe trade sometimes New York as well, or really only
Yes.
focusing on London?
So New York is usually my second option if I don't find a
Hmm.
trade in London, but that also depends. Like, are there news in New York? Okay, if so, how many? Is it gonna somehow affect my trading plan strategy? If it doesn't, okay, that's a good point. Then
Hmm.
I'm usually looking for a trade in pre-New York. Like if there's news, there's usually news at I think it's 8:30 in the
Hmm.
morning EST, 8:30 in the morning. So I'm probably gonna be looking for a trade around 9. If there's news,
Yeah,
if there's not news, oh, pre-New York, it's a really good session that I don't think so people usually go to see, but pre-New York is, I believe, is much more treatable than New York because
hmm,
I don't know, but I believe in New York there's a lot of manipulation, which I don't like. In
yeah,
London, super easy. Market goes in one direction, and there's so many strategies that you can use in London. But in New York, if the market is going either bullish or bearish, I've noticed so many times that from 9:30 to 9:45 or 9 till 9:45, market after 9:45 market is always going like most of the time is going to give a reversal, which people
hmm,
don't understand because
yeah,
people are not back testing. People are not looking where they're losing trades. So when I started trading, I was like, hey, what's happening? Like,
yeah,
why does it go always in the opposite direction? And the analyst like, oh, every day it's giving a reversal. Oh, same time. So people should definitely backtest
yeah, of
and
course.
look, and they should practice on their sessions. The
Hmm.
sessions are a really important thing too, because when I trade London, I'm fully comfortable. I know what I'm
Yeah,
doing. In New York, I'm like, okay, this a little different than London, because it is. The volume's different. The
yeah,
pairs how they move are different. There's so many differences.
yeah,
So I believe you should always stick to one pair until and unless you have enough experience to move to the other,
hmm,
right?
yeah.
Or
In my
back and forth.
opinion, in my opinion, I'm doing the same because what my model is, I'm looking for a classic buy or sell day
Okay.
most of the times on Wednesday. and I'm
Mm-hmm.
anticipating to create the high or the low of the day in London, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm anticipating an retracement in New York, most of the times
Mm-hmm.
an OTE, and then trading the continuation. And I'm always looking to take profits in London close, which is between 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. Because as you said, most of the times the daily range caps there and you're going to get a reversal from there. So I
Yeah.
know if a swing high is broken on the M5, let's say, during London close,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always taking profits there. I'm leaving sometimes the runner for the higher time frame drawn liquidity for me, but
Yes.
that's my model, and that is really all you need. You don't need much more because most of the times, let's say there is a consolidation or a New York reversal, I'm really not interested in trading these days, and most of the times I can anticipate already the day before based on where I'm at on the higher time
Yes.
frame, and then I know if I'm going to trade the next day or not.
Yeah.
So the next question is going to be, tell us a little bit about your trading history and your journey that you've been on in the last 2 years.
So it's a pretty funny and a roller coaster story, of course. I started, I remember first day I was in school, a friend of mine, we used to play video games together. So a friend of mine is, hey, I found this easy get rich quick scheme. It's like, okay, that sounds sketchy. So what's up? What are we doing? He said, hey, we're gonna open. So back in the days, I'm pretty sure they don't do now, at least with the same broker, but the broker I used, but they you could like put your live account money directly. So remember our first 7 days, I put $20.
Mm-hmm.
$20, I made those $20 in $30 in 5 days. On next week, Monday, those $30 are $0.
Mm-hmm.
So there I learned, okay, real money is not an option. Either I could have bought another like a 5K funded account or something. So there I got to know about forexpropfirms, right? First account, I think I bought at least it has this took me like around 6 to 7 tries to get profitable,
Mm-hmm.
right? In which like I have bought 67 accounts in which there's a lot of 25Ks. There's I think two of 50K, including the one that I have right now. And no, and now I haven't gotten any higher than that. That's the goal. So yes, I believe that in the starting it was really hard. When I was starting, I even left trading for like 3 or 4 months, thinking, "Hey, this is not all possible." That then a friend of mine from Forex platform, he got a withdrawal,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like around 2K. I was like, "Okay, okay, this is the same guy that started with me. So if he's making something, why am I not?"
Yeah.
So that just like there was a switch in me that just turned out, okay, now I need to focus with that. Okay. I wasn't doing that good in school. I remember so the New York used to start at 8:30, right? We all used to be in the, like me, my other friends used to skip class, go to the bathroom, trade trade news, and it was just such a weird experience, but we probably learned a lot. And there's a lot of things that I've learned, especially risk management, discipline. Discipline, there's just so many to list.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, first I built my first account, second account, third account, fourth account, fifth account, sixth, seventh. On the eighth account, I was profitable. Ninth
Great.
account, I was profitable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in my opinion, it's really inspiring to hear that because that is
Thank
most of the times what all of the people need to go through first, in my opinion. There is really no way that you're starting out with trading and you're profitable right out of
you.
the gap, you
Exactly.
know? The thing is, what happened to me is that I started out with little small money, let's say 100 or 200 bucks, and I
Mm-hmm.
really made good money with that. It was like I almost doubled the account in 2 or 3 weeks. As I started out, I thought that I know everything about the markets, that I'm profitable as well. And I took out everything that I had at that point, which was like 4 figures, and I put that in my trading account. And in 2 or 3 weeks, I lost everything. That were all my savings. And that is the thing where I learned the most out of it, because I could have quitted there and just left trading, but I know that there must be more out of it. So that I need to get more out of it, and I just stick to it. And yeah, I think it's really about getting through those hard times. And as you said, your first 6 or 7 funded accounts, you need to lose them in order to learn out of the mistakes that you're doing
Exactly.
to really get profitable.
I totally agree with you there, and I'm so sorry to hear what happened. But I guess it's the story of every other profitable forex trader now. And
Yeah.
something that kept you motivated was a line in my mother and my dad used to say to me. It's in Urdu, but what it basically translated was to that they're like God gives, like they haven't seen anyone that they're like working super hard on it and they haven't got their outcome that they want,
Hmm.
right? So everyone, if you work hard enough, I don't believe that you won't get the outcome that you want,
Yeah.
right? If you're
Yeah.
working, you're a businessman. If you're working hard, of course you won't get your outcome right then, but you are on the right track, right? You won't, because the thing is, when I blew my first 5, 6 accounts, there was a friend. He's a really good friend, and I remember I was sending him what messages and all that, and it's like, if you give up right now, then there wasn't any point of coming till now. If you have started something, finish it. Don't leave it in the middle.
Hmm.
So those are the two things I think my friend and the line in my mind that okay, there's not a single one that hasn't worked, that has like worked hard and not got their desired outcome. Those are two things that kept me going, and I guess those are two reasons of what I am.
Yeah. That's really inspiring, and I totally
Think
agree with you. And in my opinion, everyone needs to have something like what you just told, something that's coming out of your inner self. You really need a
mhm,
inner motivation to keep up the
exactly,
work, to put in the work, even if you just lost an account. You need to keep on going and to just not giving up in the middle and just stick to
totally.
it, because at the end of the day, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, in my opinion. And if
100%.
you're leaving the tunnel when you're right in the middle, you need to get back to the dark to get out. And in
Exactly.
my opinion, it's really not that.
It's the same way. It's
So
the same distance either way.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay, so the last question I'm always asking is, what recommendations do you have for someone that is starting out with trading?
So 100% right. I have few students that I teach. I tell them every single day, there's something that you have to follow. First,
Hmm.
discipline. Doesn't matter how good you are, it won't just help. Second, you cannot never, I believe you can never master the market. You have to master yourself.
Yeah.
Market always keeps on changing. You have to master yourself in order to be good at the market. Third thing, if you have a funded account, if you have, don't even think to pass in a single day. Okay? Like, remove the thought from your mind that you want to pass in a week, in a two. No, just set your daily target.
Yeah.
Fourth thing, if you're doing this, then you need 100%. I believe if you're doing anything, it doesn't matter if it's trading or studying or working, anything, try to give 100% to that. If you're studying, don't focus on trading. If you're trading, don't don't even focus on anything else.
Yeah.
If you give something time, it's going to give you time back. If you respect something, they're going to respect you back. So it's all about that. one last thing is probably gonna be everything's possible. Everything's possible. If you try hard enough, everything's possible. And nowadays, it's been so easy to, I believe, to be a profitable trader. Of course, with the help of forexpropfirm, I believe. Like any new traders, I'm probably gonna recommend them your guys' platform because I think it's just so easy to like buy an account and you got courses online. Like there's so many people online, famous ones, ICT, all of them. And if somebody's telling them that they don't work, they do work. You just have to find the right videos, find the right account.
Yeah.
And don't. So when I was started, a lot of people are coming 100K, 200K, 400K. No, because I was more comfortable in 25K, 50K in the small accounts. So one last thing will be that you don't have to get a big account. Just get an account that you're comfortable in and try to trade with that first. Get a withdrawal, and then from that withdrawal, you can buy a better account for yourself if you like to.
Yeah.
So
100%.
that would be the thing. That would be, I think, the things that I would love to see in newcomers, and I hope and I think it's gonna end good for them.
Yeah, you made some really good points. Thank you for the recommendations. In my opinion, the last point was really what sticks out to me, because if you starting out with a 25K account, it's totally fine, because you really need to get yourself adapted to
to the market,
trading those amounts of money. And yeah, 25K, if you do 10%, it's 2.5K, which is a good amount of money. And let's say you have a 200K account and 10% are 20K, which is just a crazy amount of money. And if you're starting out with that, it really will do a trick on your mind. You're really going to be greedy, and your emotions will definitely kick in. So you need to just get the groove, get the feeling for the amount of money that you're handling, and then you can scale up from there every time.
Exactly. 100% agree.
Yeah. Okay. Hamza, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights and experiences with us today. And to our viewers, if you found this interview helpful and informative, be sure to check out more content like this on the forexpropfirm.com YouTube channel. Once again, thank you, Hamza, and thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest interviews and trading insights. Until next time, happy trading.